Hello, everybody. Welcome to My Brother, Me, an advice show for the modern era. I'm your oldest brother, Justin McElroy.
I'm your middleest brother, Travis McElroy.
I'm your sweet baby brother, Griffin McElroy.
So today's the 5th of July when we're recording this, and the question on everybody's mind is, what is... It's a 5th of July tradition. What is the most beautiful firework that you saw yesterday?
I love sitting around a circle with you boys and talking about all the great fireworks we saw and talking about our favorite ones. It's a favorite family tradition of mine, too.
Yeah, every year. Every year. And honestly, probably the audience is sick of hearing about it because every 5th of July episode for the last 8 years we've done this.
Yeah, so I got my list like I do every year. Got it in my Excel spreadsheet, and I saw 10 sparkly white ones.
Nice.
I saw 3 big blue ones. I saw... they didn't have any purple ones this year because I guess they have to mix the blue and the red powder, and it's kind of wasteful, but I did see... Did I just say the red ones? I saw like 14 red ones. And
Dang.
yeah,
Wow.
It was a good show. They had like a whole red period going. And then they did one SpongeBob one.
Whoa.
Yeah, they did.
Griffin, did you see any of those where it kind of spreads out and you think, oh, that's done, but then little fireworks fire off from the ends of the one that just spread out, and it's like 2 fireworks in one?
The double I saw only one of those because again times are pretty tight. But then of course at the very end of the show, I have here in my notes, it says they really just busted a nut up there and just really went wild. I tried to count them all. I was like, there's a red, there's a white sparkle, there's a blue. Damn! And then my pastor got upset because I cussed right in front of him.
How many did you guys see yesterday? Mine is 8.
Fireworks.
How many fireworks did you see? I don't want it to be a kind of a braggy thing, but I saw 8 fireworks yesterday.
Well, here's the weird thing, Justin. I only saw 1, but it was the most sustained firework I had ever seen. It was one firework that lasted for an hour.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you would think like, oh, a firework that just kept exploding for an hour, but actually it was like it exploded, and then the image kind of walked around and like talked to people and just kind of
talk.
Yeah, it was. I honestly, God, don't know how they did it.
Yeah,
but it was just like an hour of sustain, and it had like personality and could like answer questions and like.
So it took questions from the audience because
Yeah.
a lot of fireworks are too fucking stuck up.
No, this is really a firework of the people. And by the end of it, we were like, oh, okay, that's a firework I could have a beer with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it
was great.
I had a similar one with the SpongeBob one I saw it from the front, and it was him, waving hi. But apparently, I heard some reports from folks in the neighboring neighborhood that when you looked at that firework from the backside, his butt was hanging out as a prank, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so the fireworks people got sued by the city for $100, and I'm worried about them. But Juice, I'm glad you asked. I saw about 32 fireworks at the show, and then I still wanted more fireworks, and so I came home and I sat down in my thinking chair, just sort of my imagination station, and I closed my eyes and pushed up on my eyeballs. You know how you can do that? You push up on your eyeballs, and then I made like more fireworks in my what I saw there in the darkness. Mm-hmm. You ever do that? It's fun, and you can pretend that it's.
I did that one time too hard and pushed my eyeball back into my brain for a little bit.
Yeah. But that's where all the best fireworks are. But don't do it at home. We should say pretty clearly, don't do it. But you can make pretend that there's a little fireworks guy in there shooting off his own.
Did I tell you guys about my favorite firework I saw last year?
What was your favorite one last year?
It was a big Calvin, and he was peeing, and they had positioned it so he was right above a Ford truck dealership.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
And it was great because it looked like he was peeing on the Ford truck dealership, and his piss set it on fire, and the whole thing burned down.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So sweet, dude.
But it was heavily insured. So, in fact, I think they might have even done it themselves. It might have been arson. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been firework related arson. I need to go talk to some people.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Why does Bill Watterson hate the Ford brand as much as he does?
Well, it did him wrong. Done him dirty.
He bought a bad.
He's a Chevy man.
I guess.
Well,
so.
but he didn't used to be. He used to be a Ford man. He bought a Ford truck and he got it home and he looked in the back and it was full of snakes.
People always say Bill Watterson's in hiding, but for me, it's like if I was making as much fucking coin as this dude must be off of Calvin peeing stickers,
living it.
I wouldn't be working either. I'd be cashing the checks and thinking of like call my assistant, like, I got a new one. Think about this.
Sure.
You ready? Instagram. It's just an Instagram logo with Calvin peeing on it. He's like, anyway, talk to you next quarter.
Here's the thing, Justin. Everyone thinks that Bill Watterson is just like a recluse and in hiding, but actually, it's just that his Ford truck is so unreliable he can't drive it into town. And he's like, fuck, I wish I could go cash these checks. But I can't get to the bank because my Ford truck won't start. Fuck this truck.
Bill Watterson today tragically found buried in checks. He couldn't cash.
So many.
Because it was unreliable.
If only I could get into town. God, I need to express my hatred of Ford in some way.
He can't even buy a new car.
Can't deposit? Yeah.
Yeah, his Ford car his Ford truck won't start, so he can't get to the place where you buy a new one. So the only way he can communicate the displeasure he has about the car that he's been saddled with is by making more of these hilarious stickers.
And you know what? Every day he's just on his knees praying that someone will come and pick him up and take him to the bank so he can deposit. He just gets down in front of the cross and he prays that he can go deposit his checks so he can buy a Chevy or a Dodge.
I know what you're thinking. Can't he just write a note that says, please come rescue me? But the answer is his publisher only wants Calvin stickers.
Yeah.
So that's the only way he can communicate.
There was one time where he tried to draw like Calvin peeing on a note that said, please come rescue me. But the publisher saw right through that.
Yeah. Do y'all ever hear the story about how Charles Schultz, who loves Coca-Cola so much, did one of Charlie Brown taking a dump on the Pepsi logo? And then he took a really hard look at it, and he was like, I can't let anybody know about this. And he threw it in the garbage, but I found it.
So if you're wondering why Griffin has a signed plaque at the Smithsonian thanking him for his generosity.
Gosh.
And it's right next to that Charles Schultz piece.
I begs the question, is there a brand you two boys hate so much that you want to put a sticker of a child using the bathroom on your car of it? Because I got some brands I'm not a big fan of, and I'm hard pressed to think of one.
I think it'd be really fun, and I don't know one off the top of my head, but to find like a brand of like toilets,
yes,
and use that brand, because then it's like, well, does he hate it or is he endorsing it? Huh?
That's fucked up. If it's just him using a toilet on your truck, right? That's no good.
Okay.
That would be.
Yeah, that's weird.
That would be messed up if the brand that you chose was American Standard, because then it's Calvin peeing. You're going to raise some eyebrows, I think, with this bad boy, because you're going to get Calvin peeing on the words American Standard, and I think a lot of people are going to have some issues with that. They'd like to discuss with you in private.
At this point, is that logo so recognizable that you could have Calvin peeing on Calvin peeing on Calvin peeing, and like just kind of a
great
circle of them peeing on each other, and then you're like, wait, does he hate the brand?
No, it's
Calvin
about
peeing?
It's about the futility of anger. It's about the futility of like vindictiveness, because we're all peeing on somebody, and we're all getting peed on by somebody. So that's great, Trav.
Yeah, it's pee all the way down if you think about it.
Sure, it's all piss.
It's all piss.
I don't want to. I mean, the only company, I don't think I'm mad enough at any company. AOL I was very mad at, but that's just a husk, right? That's not anything to get worked up about anymore.
I would do Bush's Beans, because it's like, tell us already.
Griffin, that dog just died this week.
What?
I didn't want to use the podcast.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I didn't want to tell you this on the podcast, but the Bush Baked Bean dog died this week.
That stinks. That's not a good energy to bring to this show, Justin.
But you know what? I think the thing that he would want most is for people to keep talking about him.
You're right.
You're helping to keep his legacy going.
Let's celebrate his life here and get to our first question.
Do you think like right before, like as his soul was going into its great eternal reward, he was just like, a bit of mayonnaise. And he just like slipped away.
He yelled it back across the Rainbow Bridge and flipped a bird to the mean Bush's man. God, I hate that guy. Can we do a question, though, instead of talking about a dog that passed away more?
I do want to talk about the Bush's Baked Bean Man, though. I will say this, and then I'm going to let him off the hook. If you watch these commercials lately, this dude has gone through a transformation in recent years. And I just saw an ad, and I barely recognized this cat. You guys know what the Bush's Baked Beans Man looks like, correct?
Yes.
We're all agreed on this. Okay. I'm going to send you his new look. And if you're at home, just like Google image Bush's Baked Bean Man, and you're going to find this pic. This is what this cat looks like now. We've got shaved head, full salt and pepper beard.
Wow, he looks awesome.
He
vest,
does.
cool jeans. He looks radical. And I think that he like got so tired of the only people talk about is like asking about beans. He just want to get his look extremely on
He
point.
looks fucking great.
He's got
He
that
looks
good
fucking really
bean
good.
living right there.
Yeah.
He's got a beard that I think even Travis would be like, nice beard.
That is a great
Now,
beard.
Is this a beard that I want to see eat baked beans all the time? Not really.
No, that's the opposite.
No,
yeah.
He's not getting high in his own supply, Justin. Are you kidding me? Fucking kidding me? You think he just sits in his office tearing into his own beans?
Can't get jacked on beans again.
No.
right.
Yeah.
He's got to get the product out there.
I'm just saying he used to dress like he like
Like a real fucking dweeb. I wanted
like
to
a
pants
dweeb.
him every
Thank
time
you.
he came
Like a
on
dweeb.
TV.
Yeah, like a dweeb. Now he looks dope as hell. That's
So
all I
we've-
want to say.
We spent a long time now talking about a dog who passed away and then a picture of an attractive man who used to look like a real dinkus. So is there any other sort of radio poison that we want to do instead of the show? Or should we do a question?
Yeah, that's fine.
He looks good. He looks good. I don't regret it. He looks good.
Oh, you're going to bring it back up again? Yeah, it feels a little bit like they're trying to give Bush's Baked Beans sort of a hipster handmade feel, but this may just be this dude's style. I don't know. Get at me if you're a listener. Bush's Baked Beans, man.